I can't tell if anybody's on. Yes. Restore Vita.
Welcome, hello. I'm Natasha of Antonia, Remington. I am here to show you a tutorial on a little mistake that I actually came up with for this aged Parisian look that I posted a while ago. Got a lot of feedback of people who wanted to see it. It's going to be in stages because the drying time and the water that I use takes a little while, and I'm in Florida, so we have a lot of humidity. It's hot.
Lori Michelle's watching. Hi,
Hello,
Lori.
Lori.
Brian Hearns is watching.
Hello, B. So you can use this technique. You can use any paint you want as long as it's a water-based paint, because we're going to be using water with it to get movement. So today, well, first you want to start with a piece. I painted this white yesterday, 2 coats, because when I spray it down, when I activate it and kind of get the other colors moving, I'm going to want some of that white to come through. And sometimes if I want a lot of that base color to come through, I'll wax it, but this time we're not doing that. So today I'm going to be using Napoleonic Blue. Can you see that? I might be able to get into the Antoinette, but we're going to be using that. Provence and Scandinavian Pink. And I'm going to start with kind of an ombre. My base coat's going to be kind of a watered down ombre. So here we go. I use these big brushes. They have a tendency to spread the paint really, really well. This one is kind of watered down right now. I'll show you how much. You can see it's, you know, this stuff is really thick. So sometimes watering it down is the best option. And I'm just going to start painting. I have a tendency to overwork my paint. Some people don't like to do that. It's really what works best for you. It works for me. Any questions? Comments?
No questions yet. Haley Livermore's here, and Amanda Tolucci's watching too.
Hello, hello. So I'm not being perfect about it. Nothing about the way I paint is perfect. It's not for everyone. Everyone is going to enjoy this. It took me a while to get comfortable with this look because I was a little OCD and I wanted instant gratification. But as you can see, it kind of has a watercolor effect. If you're not happy with the depth of color, just go ahead and add a little bit more. I want it to be darker on the bottom.
Style Staged and Sold is on.
Style Staged and Sold in the
Richie Mateo.
Rich. Okay. So then I'm going to switch brushes. And I'm going to go to the top color, which is going to be my Antoinette. Use about that much. That might be a little too much, but let's see. As you can see, I'm just getting it into the crevices. I'm not being very nice about it. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need clean coverage either because we're doing more layers.
Hey, pretty girl.
Who is that?
Leslie.
Leslie!
I can see her, but you can't.
And I'm going to go ahead and bring this,
Hi, beautiful.
I'm going to go ahead and bring this Scandinavian down a little bit.
I've never done this before. I have no idea how that worked.
Because I kind of feel like it. But you can see I'm starting to get, and that's okay if I get a little up here. That's awesome. It's just going to, when I put on the second color wash, it's just going to bring out those colors and look even cooler. But I'm starting to muddy up my brush a little bit, so I'm going to take that off. go in
Hi, Vanessa.
with a clean brush. And I'm just going to move it around a little bit. And that's where you're going to see, this is a dry brush, there's nothing on it, where I'm going to start to get, and I'm overworking the paint, I'm going to start to get it to blend. Oh, like that.
I love the colors.
I'm going to go in with this brush to do my fine, like the inside detail work with Provence. Using about that much. And it's okay if you get a little bit on the sides. Like I said, it's going to look like a mess before it all comes together. But that's kind of the beauty of it. I'm going in whatever direction I choose just to spread the paint. If I want to, if it's a little thick, I'll just do a little mist just to get movement of the paint.
You're giving out all the tips.
I'm giving up all of that. And then overworking it a little bit. Any questions? Coming back just in this detail work right here.
No questions yet, but if you got them, ask them.
All my favorite colors.
And then again on the bottom, I'm putting it. And it's okay. It's not perfect, but we're going to blend it in. And we kind of want that, add a little bit of dimension.
Hi, Thomas.
To the piece.
Thomas, the dog is watching.
That's my husband behind the camera, Tom. For all of you who do not know who that is.
I had to do that for Tom.
You're a troublemaker.
What a troublemaker. I know how much you love him.
And then I'm going to come in again with a little bit more blue, just a tad. Just doing a little spray. And you can see how it kind of actually changes the color, even with a tiny bit of water, and it will start a little bit of movement.
So we do have a question because Brianna, our friend in the Southwest, missed the beginning. She wants to know, did you prep it?
I am notorious for not prepping my pieces. If anybody knows me, they know that I'm not really good at that. Brianna knows me well. So no, what I did is I just wiped it down. I didn't clean it with anything. I just wiped the piece down. I put 2 coats of white paint on it. I let it dry because I want the white to come through later. Because this is just stage 1. This is just our base coat. I want the white to come through later. So, and then I just started painting. It should dry a little bit faster than it is right now, but we're in Florida, it's humid, and so that's what I'm getting. But I want to bring some of this up because it's going to create more depth when I put on my second and third layer. So
It's gorgeous.
that's really it. Sometimes you can come through and I could do I don't want it to drip right now. It's all up to you on how you want it to look, whether you want it to be more of a watercolor kind of a thing or if you want it to be more poppy in there. That's really it for right now. That's the first stage. This is the base coat. And then we have to wait for it to dry, and then I'll come back tomorrow and we'll do the second coat and you'll see how it all comes together. I know it looks like a hot mess right now, but I think
Oh my God, it's gorgeous.
I think you'll like it in the end. Thanks for joining me, everyone.
Do we have any questions? Lulu's watching. Hi, Lulu.
I want that piece already.
Any
Can I have
questions?
it already?
We got lots of love, lots of thumbs up.
Woo-hoo,
And we have like
woo-hoo.
14 people watching. Thanks, everybody.
I love you.
Check in for stage 2.